So every education institute has three missions: education, research, and public service. So when our new chancellor, actually the current chancellor, came to UCLA, and he called a meeting with like 30 or 40 Chinese professors and said, we want to generate international impact. UCLA is very well known in the state, but we need to generate international presence. And among international presence, China is the most important. So in China, we need to advance. So with that calling, so I made a lot of proposals, and then after that, several of the sample has been successful. I will share here. Okay. So education. So I made one proposal, which is in China and in the United States, to a certain level, PhD education are too specialized. And today, all the bigger problems facing our society requires interdisciplinary collaboration, and such as energy, health, all those issues needs interdisciplinary collaboration. But our training are so specialized, and so we need a cross-disciplinary training. It's very difficult changing the education system here in the United States and try to bring people together from different fields. So I created a program that collected the best students from top university from China and put it together in one room and with all disciplines. Then ask the professor from UCLA from all disciplines to come together this pool of talent. Now I mix those talent together, and that not only increased the interaction between China and the US, but also increased the interaction among UCLA, among the students in the program, among the faculty in the program. So this is really good, and I will talk a little bit about that. We started with and then I will talk about the research collaboration that mainly concentrates in the medical area. Then I will talk about public service. Since I'm in the medical school, so we advanced in the medical service. So let's go to the next one. So this program started with Zhejiang University. So when UCLA want to advance in China, we have limited resource in terms of public school. Public school, we cannot use state money go to somewhere. So we make a choice. So I travel around in China and decide to work with Zhejiang University with great depth. So we want to build one comprehensive and sustainable relationship, build up a trust. Once the trust is built, we can develop many programs and then expand. So this program started with Zhejiang University with 20 students. For 3 years, I actually learned from my own research grant. And then the student come to UCLA for 10 weeks. Those are students between third and fourth year, and come to UCLA for 10 weeks. And one student work with one professor, and then we have students in all disciplines in science technology, recently expanded to social science as well. And then after 3 years, I went to the chancellor. I said, this program runs really well. We should become a whole university program. And then I went to Minister of Education and said, this is really generating huge impact in Zhejiang University, because the student went back to China after 10 weeks, brought back their perspective, what they have learned at UCLA, back to their classroom. That's different from for some students just come to United States for PhD or for graduate training, because they don't go back to interacting with their student. So in the last about 8 years, 180 students from Zhejiang University has participated, and it's about 60 of them become UCLA PhD students. And most of them actually have Chinese government scholarship. But at the same time, with this success, we went to China Minister of Education and expanded the program now to 20 top universities in China. And each year we select about 100 students. We send 5 professors, interview the student, and select them. And then each year we take about 1/3 of them become our PhD student. And this really generated huge impact in China, because the Minister of Education appreciate, because we give a very clear signal. UCLA is selecting PhD students based on their capacity to perform at UCLA rather than GPA or GREs. So that's a very important message. So we select a student based on how well you can do in the 10 weeks during the summer. Okay, so the next thing is about medical education. So China has one has a very rigid education system, emphasized on knowledge-based learning. And we have a curriculum, medical school curriculum, emphasized on capacity training. And basically, students teach themselves and problem-based learning, which is very, very important learning philosophy that's different from Chinese tradition. So we introduced that medical school curriculum to Zhejiang University. And they sent about near 100 professors come to UCLA to be trained and took the whole medical curriculum back to China, implemented. And they hold many national meetings, talk about this medical education platform, and it generated huge impact, not only in medical education, also in education in general. And Minister of Education recognized this importance and recognized the contribution UCLA has made. Now they send 60 professors to UCLA every year and to training how we teach medical students. And then this time, the Minister of Education pays for it. So from those kind of effort, initially we did all those things without charging them fees, and we built up a trust. Once we build up a trust, and somebody else said, you're doing so well, we pay for you to do it. So now I can have a self-service account and generate revenues. So another thing is also self-supporting, is we establish academic exchange. We have 30 doctors at UCLA, never been in China, but they have license in the city, Hangzhou, where Zhejiang University is. They can make a diagnosis for the patient, cancer patient over there. So this, again, is starting with very small. First year, couple of cases. Now we have done over 1,000 cancer diagnoses for the people in that city. And when Wu Jintao visited U.S., they listed as this one of the example that China-U.S. technology collaboration has brought benefit to the people directly. So that's the one topic we have mentioned that generated significant impact. So we also, based on that, we create clinic research and clinical training programs for the physician over there. And recently we expanded out. We generate a CTI is a company specialized in detection. And they work with us to create a joint company for medical diagnosis. That generates huge impact. This is the first joint medical diagnosis company in China. China either is international diagnosis company or China diagnosis company. This is the first joint. We're going to bring U.S. standard to China, increase the level of medical diagnosis. And at the same time, this will be revenue generating program for UCLA, and it will support other academic program for UCLA as well.